Thank you, Madam Toastmaster and fellow Toastmasters.
Is this good? Okay, I didn't know if it was good. Sorry.
I would like to share with you a story about what is a hobby and not really a habit. Earlier this year, one of the things that I wanted to do for myself was to teach myself something to do with my hands, to keep myself occupied, so I don't windmill my hands so much, y'all. I chose crochet. Now, you may say to yourself, crochet, that seems like something very 1970s. Yes, it does seem like something very 1970s. But it's something that I like to do to keep my mind occupied, my hands occupied, and also it's important to learn new things as we get older. However, when I first began crocheting, I was great at making belts or maybe a necktie. This frowsy little thing was just a little thing that I kept with myself. And I said, I know I can do better. I know I can. Not long after I decided to start crocheting, I got wind that Joann Fabrics was going out of business. So I made a trip over there. It's a hobby. It's not really a habit. Multiple trips later, multiple trips later, I purchased yarn. I purchased little Dumaflachis that will hold your stitch count. I purchased multiple hooks that are needed. I also purchased so much yarn. I didn't even know what I wanted to make when I first started. I was just excited to get yarn at 50% off, 75% off, whatever I could find. I also became that person that likes to keep scraps of yarn because you just never know what you might need it for. I decided to start easy. I went ahead and I found a YouTube video that taught me how to make dishcloths. Everybody got a dishcloth for Mother's Day. Every single person I knew got one of those. It was amazing. And then I saw a commercial for a wooble. Now you may say to yourself, what the heck is a wooble? It's a tiny little amigurumi. And then you say to yourself, what the heck is an amigurumi? It's a tiny little animal, just a tiny little thing. And I thought, oh, amigurumi, that's what I want to make. So I switched over and I got more yarn because that's what we need. It's a hobby, it's not a habit. Remember that. And I made, well, this isn't what it's supposed to look like, but I made it anyway. And then I thought to myself, I need a little bit more practice. There are these things called counts, stitch counts, making sure that the rows are all even, all things that I don't know a dang thing about. So I made a blanket because a blanket is a lot like a dishcloth. That's really super easy to do. So I made a blanket. A baby blanket. I don't know any babies, but I made a baby blanket. I donated that blanket to the dog shelter where I used to be a board member. One of the puppies immediately ate said blanket. That's fine. I can make blankets for people. So I made myself a blanket. But deep in my mind, I was wanting amigurumi. So I, of course, went back to Joann Fabric and I bought more yarn. And, well, I made a floof. I don't know what this is supposed to be. Then I made what I thought was a seahorse, because you see, I went to a birthday party for a 4-year-old in July, and I got an order for a seahorse, a pink one. And this is what happened. I was doing great. I may just go back to belts, I'm not really sure. In July, I discovered teenagers, they can crochet. Now I know I said crocheting is very 1970s, and that's because in the 70s apparently everybody's mom was crocheting something. But nowadays, teenagers, they crochet and knit like fiends. So what did I do? I hired a 14-year-old to teach me how to make amigurumi. And that's when I discovered I can actually make bears. That's right, a bear. I can also make little potatoes. That's right, I can make little potatoes. I can also make a very colorful little whale. Why? Because I have been teaching myself how to crochet. Using all of the hooks, using all of the yarns. I do remind myself, it is a hobby. It is not a habit. It doesn't matter that I have 6 totes, big totes, full of yarn, different types of yarn. Because you see, when I went to Joann Fabric, I didn't know what I was doing. I hadn't taught myself how to crochet just yet. No. I just bought yarn. I was like, this color looks good. Oh, this color looks good. Oh, that color looks good. And then I went back 2 weeks later. That color looks good. Oh, I have that color already. Well, that's okay. I can make more things than that color. Oh, look at that one. Oh, chunky yarn. Chunky yarn to make a blanket. Do you know how many blankets I've made for my friends? I have made no less than 6 blankets. 6 blankets. It's amazing. I also discovered that if you purchase one of these, you can crochet deep into the night, in your living room, in your bedroom, anywhere you want to be, and you don't need any source of light other than this. So I carry it with me everywhere I go. Why? Because it's a hobby. It's not a habit. It's a hobby. I've also, as I mentioned, become that person that collects little bits of yarn. One of the things that I began collecting was all the little mistakes that I started making. Because one never knows when one might need a mistake to go ahead and add into. I don't even know what this tiny little guy was. He was frowsy, but I kept him anyways. The important thing is that you can teach yourself how to crochet, because it can be a hobby. It doesn't have to be a habit. And you can make fun little amigurumis for your friends. You can make chickens. You can make dolphins. You can make whales. You can make cheeky little frogs, whatever it is that you want to make. You can even make yourself a bear. You can make your friends bears. The important thing is you are keeping yourself occupied, you are keeping your hands occupied, and you are learning a new skill. And then you remind yourself when you look at the 6 totes of barter yarn that you have, that even if the world goes to heck in a handbasket, I will still be making blankets. I will still be making amigurumi. And if you get cold, you can come and see me, because my next project is I want to learn to make a sweater. Thank you.